Welcome to Third Party with Jaiga, Nikki and Ro'dey. Welcome.
Yeah.
I don't understand why we be doing a horror edition every week.
I don't know. That's song cool. And it was free. So let me take it and not stream out now, please. Alright? Well, you want to welcome everybody to the spaces. You know, we do this as Third Party. On a Wednesday, we come home day, middle of the week, to kind of get ready for the weekend and also give thanks for the week that is gone and have nice, relaxed conversation on a Wednesday. Let me start by saying I'm tired. I'm not going to lie. I am actually tired. Today was a really long day and it's not ending after this. So much things happening and going on. But anyways, welcome to everybody in space. I'm so happy to see all the regular faces. Nicole wanted to talk about forgiveness. And we can spin into forgiveness also, and it is a nice segue from, because I originally wanted to talk, there's a song by a young man right now that's pretty popular in Trinidad, called Lose Weight. Lose Weight is the proper name of the song, but it's taking off a little spin of if you want to lose weight, go through my phone. And a conversation started with that, whereas people are saying it's worse on the other end. Like, men are saying if you want to lose weight, go through my phone, telling women that. But a lot of women are saying that is not even close to the truth, because it's on the flip side when you go through a woman's phone. And I strongly believe that women will have way more lose weight particles in their phone for a man as opposed for a woman having for a man. That's just my personal view. And I guess with that, it comes the forgiveness. Like, how much forgiveness are you really willing to forgive? I know it kind of sounds like we did this already, but it's in so much different aspects in terms of forgiveness. Yeah, cheating is one part of it. We talk about cheating, forgiveness all the time, but there's other things that you will want to ask. Like, let's say, for instance, how can you rectify or reconcile stealing in a relationship? Is there any forgiveness for that? Or is that as detrimental as having an extra, I can't say marital, but you know what I mean, having an affair? Because I also heard about a story too where a homeboy was basically in a relationship with a young girl and he basically thief, like literally stole. Like, she couldn't leave things away and he will lie and think about it. Like, I'm talking about, she will work because she's a business owner and come home with like the loot for the week, all ready to deposit on Monday. And
what you calling me? He thieving from the woman?
Yeah, a little 3,500 here and there, a 4,000 here and there. You
No, hell no.
So does someone get forgiveness for that, or could that be reconciled? Because we always talk, when you're talking man and woman, we always talking horn and you forgive me, horn me, but it have other aspects in a relationship that really is the shady. And then you've seen it coming out more and more because the place rough. So if she is a breadwinner, like they both work, but she has a business where it's a cash business, so she has access. And many times he tried to blame.
You just forgive that as a bandit. She going out with.
Nah, we're going to say the man is a bandit. He's not a bandit. He never put on mask and come and ask you for the thing. He's not a bandit. I'm just saying that these are the things that happen. So you say you want to talk about forgiveness, so let's speak on it on that aspect. Are you willing to forgive a man, or vice versa, a woman, for something like that, for theft?
I will let others talk, because you know how people thief thinking so.
Let me take a first stab at it.
Yeah, tongue in cheek. Good night. What's going on?
All right. Good night to everybody.
Yeah, and good night to you.
Welcome to this edition. And Nikki, I'm colder than you here, so stop complaining.
Where you is, boy?
New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey, cool.
Yeah. All right. Now that particular situation that you presented there, Jaiga, it seems to me that guy was not in the relationship with emotions, but for convenience. So in an instance like that, there's no forgiveness there, because forgiveness will imply that he can come back, be in the relationship, but he is who he is, and he will continue to do that, which is no good for the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So that particular case here, there's no forgiveness. You got to step.
Right. Well, let me clear this up. You're saying that on the pretext of you thinking that he's there just for person, but this is a long relationship. This is not a fresh thing. There's not a new man she meets, you know. There's somebody that they've been together for a while. And
okay, but long before she now catch you.
Well, I want to believe that is the situation because of COVID and because of how you start to watch every dollar when business pumping. I remember when you have a thriving business and it's a cash flow business and it's pumping, a little 1,500, 2,000 there, you might be able to write it off now. And just chalk it up to maybe a mischeck or the cashier in the place is a thief and them kind of things. I guess he used to run off of that height, but now that she can take time and look at the situation properly and kind of map it, she realizing that, hey, his homeboy been, dipping in the cookie jar.
But that doesn't remove the fact that he's not emotionally in the relationship. It don't matter how long it is.
Right.
I've heard of a situation where a guy was married to a woman for 50 years, and on the 50th year, he just wake up one morning and says, I'm done. So that guy, again, he was in a relationship for the convenience and not the emotional part. Because if he felt anything about her and the effort she's making to maintain herself and him, so to speak, then he would have known.
He works as well.
Well, he would have said, you know what, if I do this to her, I'm hurting her. Even though that's quote unquote my woman.
Right.
I'm doing this to her. Stealing from somebody, taking away their property, violating them. That is a violation. And I have a big issue with that. Don't violate me. Don't come into my place if you're not invited. So he has to think.
No, he was invited. He was living with the woman.
Not was. They're living. There's not a past tense, This going on. This is not past tense. This isn't no. They're still together. She's now trying She's now trying to navigate how to deal with it because you understand. All right, let me show the real things in the pod now. They have 2 kids. You understand?
Oh, you that bandit. I'm confused.
I'm asking now, Nicole, you said that we're speaking forgiveness. Is there room for forgiveness for something like that? Or you think that they need to seek therapy and go and try and work it out because what's that?
I always say a bandit to be a killer.
What are you saying there?
Can I chime in here a little bit?
Yeah, man.
Well, first and foremost, I didn't steal the money. I borrowed it and I forget to tell you. Right? So let me clear the air with that one time. Right?
Dan.
You should know me better than that. Look how long we together.
Dan. Yeah.
And secondly,
facts.
Without forgiveness, what is the relationship if there's not forgiveness involved?
Right.
You start to forgive for all kind of different things.
True that.
Good night, everybody.
Good
I'm
night.
really sorry to cut you off, but I can't let you go ahead. So stop right there. I want to know how much time you borrow money and forget to tell me. Well, this is the first time, Jaiga. Say the first time.
No,
this is the first time. This is the first. Hold on. Go on, Jaiga. I got it. This is the first time I realize you borrow money. I want to know how much time over the period of time you're borrowing money and forgetting to tell me. Well, that's the thing. I don't think that was clarified in the scenario, right? But I was going on the premise that it was the first time that something like that happened.
But time she suspect, but
no, Solia. In the scenario, it was stated that little money was missing here and there, and she couldn't pinpoint when it was missing or where it was missing. You know how much employees maybe get fired and call key? Because but not knowing you touching, you dipping in the bag and the bag reach it. So that way it is, Jaiga. That way it is.
Well, that is
good night, everybody.
That is how it went. Hi, good night, Kelly. What's going on?
Good night, Kevin. Hello. I got from what your scenario was, Jaiga, I got that it happened a number of times. And I have to agree with Professor Tongue-in-Cheek. That's what I like to call him.
That tongue-in-cheek.
Stealing money I don't like that. I think I would rather forgive somebody for a horn than stealing money from me. When you have to steal money from me, when you just can't come to me and say, hey, girl, I need this or whatever. Like, what kind of relationship is that? I find that a violation.
All right.
Of course, how you normalize even in the relationship and why you couldn't just normalize begging? You could have normalized begging in the relationship. Every time you feel for a thing, you just beg.
All right. Cool.
And if you're going on the intention as well, you say you borrow it with the intent to pay it back.
And just forget.
You could have, and you forget.
Time. And
You could have
say like you forget that much. How much you could forget? That ain't sounded right. That I don't like it.
Ace, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, good night, everybody. Good night.
And I could forget that, then you still in front of me.
Kelly, is this an accusation or do you approve that I teach this man? You just accusing. You're just accusing, man.
Well,
You thief the money.
Oh, you know what
he
he said?
takes the money multiple times.
Well, if none of them, Ro'dey, if none of them training, no. Them two training here ain't know what to do with 3,500, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to be between the two adults.
How you know I teach the money?
Yeah. But like the lady in this scenario, like, is a situation where she under like financial stress now because of this, or like,
all right.
she making it.
Listen, to bring it back home and to center it, right? She suspected for a while. But
right.
At the end of the day, we're talking about family, love, can be, because this is somebody you're functioning with every day. Eh? So you're not thinking for a second this person want to see you not win. Because as tongue-in-cheek said, it's a violation. Because you are operating in a space where it's a selfish space, because this is supposed to be a partner. All is supposed to want to win together. So when you see her up in arms, like, yo, I can't decide. So Tasha tell me she give me such and such. I just say any random name and it's not that. And you there pretending you lied. So them go do that right you, girl? It's right you so? So it worked out in a way where she started to pay more attention to the business and to every nitty-gritty. And as I said, because of COVID, remember COVID slowed everybody down. Back in the days, 2016, 17, when things pumping, everybody living and goods coming in and money making and everybody account reading proper thing. But when things slow down and it started, so you started watching and you count your pennies. Started to realize in counting of the pennies, it started to raise red flags that it's only happening on certain days when I in possession of certain things, when it home at certain days and that kind of thing. But yet still trying your best to say, nah, it can't be. So what women normally do is set trap. All I know that too, all man in here know that girl is set trap. At the end of the day, she would have do little things and put little things in place to see if anything missing. And obviously, the money was small down. There was big figures like 35, I said 4, but then it dwindled down a little bit. It started to go down the $500 and the little 1,000 petty thing now. So, you know, bottom line, Ro'dey, she approved that he take it. So, he is
I find I have so many problems involved in it, in the sense that the lack of respect first, let's start there. The lack of respect that you would steal from your partner. I mean, I think that's a big thing. It's not just the money, you know, Jaiga, how I looking at it. That trust is, as you say, as Kelly, I think it's Kelly who said that it's better you take a hold and could deal with that. But somebody stealing from your partner is unimaginable and hurtful, and as you say, you violated me. So I think the forgiveness level had to be, I don't know, boy. I don't know if there's one forgive him.
But you want to talk forgiveness?
Okay, I ask a question.
Yeah.
If I put my clothes to wash, right, and I know I had $300 in my pocket, and my wife washed my pants, and the $300 missing, is that stealing?
No! Like a cat.
You check the washer?
Yeah, it's not there.
Oh, okay.
It's gone. The $300 gone.
But
so that is not stealing.
You're probably using that money to buy groceries and, pick up gas.
Right.
So in that scenario, that is not really stealing.
No. Then all wives will be in jail. What are you talking, my brother?
Ro'dey, we're not looking for the justification of the act. What we're trying to determine is, should a person be forgiven for such an act? Right now, we are trying the case, and I think that's not the intention of the question. We're not looking to try it. We know what happened.
We know what happened. We ain't trying it correct. We just want to know if it has forgiveness in that particular.
I understand.
Now Ro'dey catch it. Ro'dey just trying to.
Ro'dey, to your answer. It is not stealing because if she is able to get to your pocket to find her money, means she was pulling up purse. She was doing work. So she got paid for her work. And it is a repeated thing, you know. That's a one-off situation. But if she repeatedly was doing that, I mean, every time she had a wash, she had a pull up, she had to check your pockets. You giving work for her, you giving her more work. Clean your pockets if you
Wow.
If one time,
I agree with you.
Wow. Jaiga,
Come
are
on.
you hearing this voice?
Brother, clean your pocket, brother.
Come on. Clean your pocket.
Clean your pocket.
Clean your pocket, brother. No
money in your pocket and you wash that and the clothes messed up. So you deserve
I
dry
deserve
that
it.
iron that. She has to do work to get our money back so we can spend it.
Ro'dey,
So,
the question is,
come on,
would you forgive her? Ro'dey,
Well, the question is, would you forgive her, Ro'dey?
Of course, I would forgive her.
All right.
At the end of the day, if I'm in a relationship, my money is your money, and I guess your money is my money.
This is business. Though.
Not in that case, boy, Ro'dey, boy.
This is not household money. This is business. Now, if he was working, is he working at the business like that? Or he just have access to the account?
No. It's not in the account, you know, Paula. It's a cash business. So what happens is that, like, when she clear the tilt and thing, like, I guess they wait until, like, not every day. Like, she will wait to deposit, like, every 3-4 days, that kind of thing. It's cash business. He has a regular job. Like, he has a decent job. He working. Yeah. She's self-employed. And have a cash business.
If he was working in the business, I could have probably say, well, you know, he's working, he had to get paid something. But you know, he working somewhere else.
Paula. Good night, Paula.
Good night. Let me just say one thing before you cut off. Forgiveness is not for the person that did you wrong. Forgiveness is for you. So you could keep your sanity and you don't bury them in the backyard. That way you can bury in your backyard kind of thing. So I would forgive so I could shelter you and continue to mind my children.
Right.
But we will have a difficult conversation because I need to understand why it is stealing is normal for you. Stealing from somebody that I lay down with, that I respect, that I say I thought I love.
Because it's deeper than that. Yeah. Because he has to have my thing was something missing. Like, it's either you have a gambling problem, he has some kind of issue, because why it is you have to be coming for money when you're working. And you're taking money.
Go back to childhood.
You're taking money. Yeah, something off. Because you're taking money from somebody that you supposedly love. This is your partner. And you know.
So you buy this dog. This dog, you bring him home, you mind him. You raise him. You do all the things you can do. You provide shelter. You live in comfortable, you happy. You give him a nice little leash with a tracker so you can go in the neighborhood you roam in. You come home at evening, you see you buy chicken. The chicken and them lay inside a stock egg. You put a hot egg in this dog mouth and he still wouldn't learn he left. He go still suck egg. That dog sucking egg. That dog has to go away. Forgive him, you know. But forgive him. He have to be absent while you move on with your life.
Right.
That is all it is. Cool. Forgiveness is for you. Yes, you forgive him. But let that dog go away. That dog will always suck egg. When you go put a vault in the house, you go start to put the money in the vault, he go be picking the vault, going in there, still thieving money.
Nah, but if you picking the vault, you have to call police.
Is this man a crackhead?
But there's no signs. There's no signs of crackheadness.
He is a crackhead bandit.
No signs of crackheadness. None.
No, but that is signs of crackheadness. If I have to put my money in a vault and I'm in a relationship with you, go your stinking way.
Yeah, true.
Damn.
True.
I just playing devil's
there's no forgiveness there. Well, what?
It have any situation where it's forgivable though? It have like any situation like he give you like what? I just trying to think of hypothetical.
Ro'dey,
what if it is?
It's forgivable. If she making him dependent on her, where he don't know where his next meal comes from.
Nah, he working.
No. She explaining why it's where the forgivable parts come in, and she's right. Okay. She's saying that it could be forgivable if it was the scenario was different, the tables were different. If she was the breadwinner, and he doesn't know and he's dependent on her for something and he feels as though he wanted something and couldn't ask and steal it. Yeah. And he is being in a... Yeah, so in a case like that, it could be forgivable where she will be like, okay, cool, let's talk about it. But in the real scenario, I personally think there's no room for forgiveness. He needs to get some kind of help because something is definitely wrong because he shouldn't, like, the kind of job he have, he shouldn't be in a position to have to go in bar and have to go in the night till to take the girl money and that kind of thing. It shouldn't be that. That's something.
Did she fire any of her employees when she figure out? On she way to discovering is really when the money reach home.
Nah, along the way, over the past.
Did she fire anybody along the way?
Over the past, yeah, have people get sent home. Yeah, Ro'dey.
You see?
I'm just right.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let me say he did take the money, right? Over the period of time, probably touch up the cash register 4 or 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
And she find out. And she confront him and say, you know something, yeah. I did the penny, I the penny jar and I took some money. But it was an investment I was making and I invested in some NFTs and we have a 2 million to collect.
That's not the case,
but it was really for us. No, I just asking if that is the scenario.
Well, if that's the scenario, I guess. And
if that was the end result, and it wasn't no gambling thing or
that is some
kind of
different conversation.
That is a different conversation.
But why did he say that in the first place?
That is all.
Because I know, because he probably knows she not into them things. She not into NFTs and she don't really believe, them things could really be a good investment. So he decided, something, go and take a little thing and chuck it somewhere. And it pay out.
But that two separate conversations, they know. Because now we are to talk about the fact that you feel you need to still touch. And then we go talk about the fact that you have happened. Those 2 million, you got to give me 1.5.
No, well, that is your own. That is your money invest.
Okay, well then, but it's two separate conversations.
Is it forgivable in that scenario?
I don't think the forgiveness he's asking for is the lack of not expressing to her what the intention of the money was. But the other scenario really is blatant. Is just blatant thieving. What you're talking about is him don't want to have a conversation with her about investing because he feels as though she wouldn't want to do it. So he took the onus on him as the partner in the relationship. Said, hey, well, because that's a risk a man might take knowing fully well there's something to gain at the end of it. But in this other scenario, nothing to gain at the end. The money gone. But he take the bread and it gone.
In Ro'dey's scenario, that would be a one-time touch thing. That ain't gonna be a multiple time you're touching money.
That too.
But not necessarily. Not necessarily.
Right. You have a newcomer.
Hello.
Hi. Good night.
Good night.
I'm in New York.
Good night. Good night.
Nikki, I've missed you too. But in general, I'm just saying, in both scenarios, a violation happened, right? Even if in this time, when you took the money to invest without consulting me, yes, we getting back a 2 million or whatever. But the next time, because there might be a next time you do it, it's a risk at the end of the day. An investment is a risk.
Mm-hmm.
It's 50-50. You either you win or you lose, right? So if the next time you put in, let's say you put back your $1 million and you decide to dip in and take $1 million from me again, and we lose that and then some, then what? Right? Both times the conversation needs to happen.
Definitely.
And the first one is definitely, it's really a no. The second one, I think after having a conversation about communication and really being on the same page with finances, you could move ahead. But that first one, when you deliberately over and over stealing and then you watching me having to fire staff, thinking they're the ones stealing from me, and these are taking bread out.
And you walking around the house talking, singing take bamboo.
Regular. So I don't.
You're wickedness.
Yeah, that wickedness.
But
you come there, sit on me.
That's okay, man. Let me hear Paula saying.
He comes sit.
Paula said that.
No, he come. But what Olen watching the audacity of this man, he come in the establishment. Sit down, watch you fire your workers. And he go home singing take bamboo girl. And he knows he keeps the money.
Nobody really singing Take Bamboo.
Right,
What the other person was saying is important because what you do with small things, what you learn, you typically learn with the small things, they will do with big things.
Right.
So even though he took the money and say he did invest it and you get a return on your investment, the chances of him doing that again and doing it even bigger and bolder is very, very, very high because that is the pattern of behavior when it comes to fraud. The silver lining on all of this, though, for the person is that when it comes to her business now, she has her I's dotted, her T's crossed. She is on her P's and Q's. Going forward, she making sure whether it's family or friend or worker, nobody gonna, looking at that fraud is there. So that's the silver lining in all of that. In terms of she has just leveled up to business acumen when it comes to to seeing about her business.
Yeah, being diligent about everything, for real.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing, it was the spouse.
But it leaves,
that, right?
But Paula, it leaves a little a emotional bruise as well, because here the double impact come from. Yes, she might be a little more, as you said, in tune to her business and looking at everything, but she just lost the father to her children, her partner of over 8 years, her companionship, the person that she really thought she was building life. Like a lot of the things she do is because of the love for the man and the love for the family, and that is the drive. So she now has to get extra strength to wake up, because that's gonna damage somebody mentally too. Because you like
I agree.
Now she tired. It's like
she needs to do what everybody doing in this time in here right now. Chalk it up to COVID, think he did, and keep it pushing. Forget that. That's what she needs to do.
She had agreed to him, but depending on her age, if she's 40 and under, or she have and God willing, she has about 50 years to find somebody else and to keep it pumping again, so be it. So it's just how you look at it perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
So grieve the person that gone. Hopefully he could have a relationship with his children.
But I hear the part for me that bothering me, but that's shameful. When he's staring at the ask for one to you and mommy, you have to tell the child, well, I have teeth in from my mother. So that's like,
She doesn't need to tell them that now.
Nah, don't go that far.
That's all, Paul, are you saying that?
Yeah.
And I am being
It's going to come up. It is going to come up.
Listen, me being super self-aware, and I think that I am one of the calmest person. I'm a great communicator. I don't know how to even start to say, well, you're going on. I was just teething from my mother, so we can't to understand it.
But mommy and I had some disagreements that we couldn't get over, so it brings separation. You can ride that for about a good 20-25 years.
Until the final years are teeth.
But the other thing is that you laid with that person, that thief, quote unquote. So what you have to now take a look at yourself and say what it is about this person that I didn't see the sign, that I closed my eyes. There is some accountability. So if it is that you do tell your children,
that's a real big burden to put on somebody. That kind of wickedness, but I feeling. Listen, there's a little shadow of sadness in me with that whole situation because it's sad.
I just think this because Jaiga says is not a relationship that just started. Right? They was together for a while. So when we say if they're married, we become one in the eyes of the Lord. So
what?
Don't we become one?
So what is your point?
Ro'dey,
Dan, go back. Come downstairs.
Can I finish, please?
Mm-hmm.
Can I finish? Because he admits to you. This is where, because we talked about forgiveness.
No. He didn't admit it. He get catch. It was laid out to him.
All right,
he had no choice. He had no choice to say yes.
Right, he had no choice.
Or we get catch Jaiga the ink bag. She had a camera in the bag.
No, none of that.
What can I catch you get?
Brother, you know women. When you know a woman have it, she have you. You could do what you could say.
You go catch it. You go get it.
When a woman sit down and say, hey, when the conversation go, listen to me. Don't tell me nothing about this one touch nothing, no, this one touch nothing. Over the past so time, and this morning, when I was leaving, I purposely leave. I counted it. And to have it on the phone with them counting the money in on the phone, look the video of me putting it in the bag here. I come back this evening and it's not there. Where my money? And it reached to where my money. From the time
what he did with the money, Jaiga? Like,
well, I God, Paula, you're trying to make me real going people business.
You went double palm.
I know, but double palm is only 150. It's 150 for double palm. It's 3,500. You take how much palm you going so to? He like real palm.
Yeah, well, I didn't go by myself. So,
No.
Well, you go marry up or something higher.
But
Listen.
the question I'm asking is
he a soca artist?
Daddy.
Hey. 3,500.
Hey.
How far 3,500 can get you towards that tune?
Nothing at 35 card. I just mix and master, and that is and I name the full price of the mix and master. That is if you do.
Market the tune too, though. What you talking about?
Nah, but he's saying if 35 card do nothing for you with that tune. 3,500 TT is
exactly.
dust.
I don't do a video.
Like does Kevin a solid production. I let use for example, drink water and mind your business. Full production. After you pay for video, everything extras, day on the set, wherever you're talking at, you're looking at about a cool, you look at about 7,500 US. So 3,500 is doing nothing for you, brother. Maybe he
was short. He was short and he wanted 35.
Brother, it's not an artist. Move on, Kevin.
I just do my own graphics and things to me to have to speak something. So anyway, so.
But let me ask you something, because you did the comparison between cheating and stealing.
Mm-hmm.
But when it is you have somebody outside and you're cheating on that person, you're paying for them to go here, there, and everywhere, isn't by extension the woman or the man who's the outside person taking food off the table of another family because they had this person spending money on you to wine and dine and all that? Is that a form of stealing too if you're cheating?
No, Paula. No, Paula, no. Don't do that. I see you. You was going about your business good and proper. You come from doing your thesis, whatever. You come, you're going to your car in the parking lot. I pass and going about my business good. I see you put my car reverse, I pull back. I make the block. Come out the parking lot, come back in the parking lot, flag you down. Start to talk to you, I give you advice, you give me your number, we going about the business. I fully well know I have 2 children home, I'm married, my thing going on 19 years, I just celebrate anniversary. And I see you, my blood started boil. There's where greed come in. I see you, and I start to come at you like if I see you for weeks now. This time, first time I see you, I hit and I come in heavy. I want to go and do all kind of things with you, all over the place, hang out, line, laugh, money I have to spend. I want to give you an impression by spending money.
Yeah, what money from the
I say, yeah, because my money I working for cannot afford this lifestyle. So I started to touch my woman, my wife money. That has nothing to do with you, Paula. Nothing. You not doing nothing wrong. I have to deal with all my heat and all my help for that.
Kevin, you're not a man, boy. Wait, you're real not blue.
That has nothing to do with you, Paula.
Kevin, not a man at all, boy.
Don't do that to yourself. You ain't taking no money from my child and them. You didn't put a gun to my head and tell if the promise of it, I'm thieving my wife money.
Facts.
You never put a gun to my head.
Facts. No, Kevin, you're real passionate about this. Wait, what's your feeling like?
Don't do that.
Real emotional. Kevin.
Don't do that.
Pull back.
Yeah, then. I know a man in a situation just like that. And all he get was come let me talk to you. Walk in a room and home girl put on a light. There's a UV light and he a UV thing on his hand. She spray the money with whatever, and when he touch the money, it leave a thing on his hand.
Wow.
I get captured.
That's a big much.
That's why I ask you, so she ink.
None of that. But Paula, I love Paula's scenario. Why? Because that's an excellent question. Is it stealing when you're in a committed relationship with someone and having an affair and using the household money to fund that affair?
Yes. You're thieving from your kids. You're thieving from your household.
Yeah. Paula, it is.
It's not your piggy bank you're breaking to go and run crack it to this.
Yeah. That's Stephen.
But does that extend? So you're saying it doesn't extend to the outside person?
No, not at all.
They don't have accountability.
Well, I understand from a woman's perspective what Paula is trying to say, that the woman too should carry some of the burden because she is. But then to hear what Paula, some of them man and them out there is real dog too. That woman,
Paula,
whoever she is, might not be none the wiser. She might not be none the wiser. He will be playing full game. She don't know he have a full family. In the case if she does,
don't know this man married.
Yeah, I disagree.
Paula do not know this man married. Paula feel she coming into something here.
That's not Kevin.
He's married to me. He's married to me. His loyalty should be to me. Whether this woman knows he's married or not.
Right.
My quarrel is not with her. It's him. He is my husband. He is
Thank you.
That I have to bring that argument to. Not her. We have to stop that culture where we try to run down, the other woman, but you know my husband was married. Yeah, your husband didn't know he married too.
You can't be signing in by the security and going up on Paula's job and coughing stink and kind of. Nothing to do with Paula. Nothing at all to do with
Hey!
So, Jaiga, in your story, he's spending the money on his friend, or?
No. All right. In the scenario, in my particular scenario, I didn't get to the nitty-gritty. It made fresh, and it's at the point where, well, it's bad now. It's at the point where it is stay away from me. It reached the stage where the mother so and thing come out. But we still don't know where the money was spent, because this individual is not one of those. It's not like I can't see it. Like, you know, that some people could see where money spending.
Yeah.
I can't see, nobody in suspect where it come here. So right now it's under investigation. We don't know if it's a woman or if it's a family, if it's a child, because it's not a guy of things. It's not to say he driving European and he wearing Balenciaga every weekend and he pumping and it's not a case like that. It's an ordinary dude.
That is a good piece. Because that's the mistake most people who commit fraud do this. Want to push it. When you see a thief, and you have to keep your lifestyle the same, you have to do everything the same so that nobody. So that's really take away from that. You know, if anybody committing any fraud out there, just stay level so nobody don't.
Wow, Paula, that's the advice you're giving his business. Paula, Paula, that is the advice for tonight.
Psychology. This is
what I'm saying, right?
Wow.
Yeah, Paula. Is it forgivable? Because we are still on forgiveness, right?
Yeah.
Is it forgivable if the individual is willing to seek professional help, right? Because, I mean, we have scenarios where outside of stealing, you know, you might be addicted. I know of celebrities who was addicted to porn and you know, drug abuse and all these different things. But if your spouse is willing to seek help and he admits he get catch, yes.
I have a problem and I want us to work it through. Well,
I have a problem, but I want to work it through. Is there the question of forgiveness and you know, us moving on as a family? Is it possible?
I think it is. I think it is possible.
It's always possible once you fall on your sword. You see, anytime you fall on your sword as a man and you get catch doing wrong thing and you fall on your sword, mother so and so will come out. Press the start to say help will be seek. They go make phone call and tell their friend, he admit he beard all he take fully. So we see we can get some help and chat. You see a Jaiga say mother so and so come out and stay away from it. Instead of making excuse. Making excuse and trying to compound more lies with more lies and more lies.
Not only that,
and trying to make the woman see she know what she's saying.
Yeah, and the
so
space,
he never forgiveness there.
The space there.
Kevin, here's where the challenge is. You have to fall on that sword every day for the next 50 years. Can you do that? Because my trust in you, when that will come, is not on your time and is on my time, and that might be the next 50 years. So, are you willing to fall on your sword every day for the next 50 years?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Paula. The best apology is not change behavior.
Yeah, but I don't mean I trust your behavior to sustain the course loop.
No. But that's where it starts, right?
I agree. But you know how much man I know out there who say they will do this and they start hot and sweaty and be good for a month and then 2 months they're back in the same thing. So that can you trust? Can you trust
me
that?
good, girl.
Just remember, I was stealing the money, so that help I did and sick day. You have to pay for it. Remember, you are your own business, something. Yes, you see why you want to come here and have to pay me. You see why you are your own business. You make it money. You never even see I was stealing money for you.
Ro'dey, you ended up in Paula's backyard.
Let me help. Hold on.
Help me, baby.
Let me just say, right?
$500 for them sessions.
Yeah, but let me just say though, this particular scenario and where it is, we have to be geographically smart as well. This is good Trinidad and Tobago. We damn well know she not gonna get no help here. That is one. Two, brother, she done out.
Your book, emotional intelligence.
Yeah, I know. I understand all of that, Paula. But sometimes being emotionally intelligent is also being factual with self. I am telling you, these individuals I'm speaking of, did it already gotten to all your stinking mother, so and so. It is there already. All they have to do right now is figure out how them. Because let me tell you something too. You know how women operate, Paula. She was already gone, you know. She was just going through the motions, trying to really, admit to herself, prove to herself that, before I reached to me, she would have been talking to friends and they were mapping the scene. And so by the time she confronted him, she already knew he'd take the money, you know. She was just going through the motions. I think she don't know.
It's part of the process, Jaiga. That to the point that even though you say it's Trinidad and you know the chances are very slim, all things are possible with God.
True.
Anger is part of her process. She needs to go through that. And once that run its course, then the all other of forgiveness and can this work and how are you going to be a father to my children, our children, all of that makes up. But that anger, that had to run its course and it is needed, necessary and warranted as far as I'm concerned based on what he did.
Right.
So
are we addressing if the good outweighs the bad in the relationship? Because I mean we only talking about stealing, but I mean what about the other qualities?
Well, I wasn't privy to all of that. Right now, as Paula is correct, I am in the middle of that part of the grief process, the cussing and the carrying on part. You all are very correct. I am just saying the Trinidad thing because right now she's not willing to hear about all of that. But when you lie down 2-3 little nights and sleep and you start to remember, as Ro'dey's coming with now, the other aspects of the relationship, maybe everything else is good. So she might start to miss that, and then he will get a window back in to have a conversation, and maybe at that point they could then sit and figure something out. But where it is now,
what I would say to that, Ro'dey, is what's a deal breaker. If everything else is good, but my deal breaker is you stealing from me, then it don't matter how much good it has.
True.
That was my deal breaker. And so that you have to know yourself and know what that deal breaker is. Like, for some people, stealing may not be a big problem. It might be the cheating. You know, I as a wife would probably steal money from my husband out of the pocket and he'd be close his eye to that because guess what? I'm doing everything else. But if I step out and cheat, that might be the deal breaker for him. So what are your deal breakers that would allow him back into it? And if stealing is not something she willing to negotiate, then you just have to figure out how to parent a partner.
How to co-parent.
But Paula, when you call me and tell me around and later I go and lock up the shop for it. And you make all kind of $30,000
You're not locking up no
right?
shop for me.
No, I say before you find out now. Before you find out, that's what I was doing. I was assisting in the business, so I would want to lock up shop. I might leave work earlier, want to make sure sometimes pay the employees and whatever. Here's a little $200 I take from you, girl.
Nah, it wasn't two. It wasn't two. A
little $200.
But it's principle, Ro'dey. It's principle.
I want to make an observation here.
Yeah.
I want to make an observation. So far, we have been hearing about from the perspective of the aggrieved, the woman, all right? And we're trying to establish if there is forgiveness. Now, in a relationship, before there is forgiveness to take place, there should have been trust. And for him to break that, I would say trust, even though I say it reserved. For him to break that trust, it means that Either he had trust and he broke it, or there was none at all. So now, if we move to the point of forgiveness, which we already established that forgiveness is for the person who is the victim, then after she forgives and she so chooses to accept him back because of numerous reasons, maybe he has some good qualities besides stealing, that he's a good parent. What about trust? That trust has to build back, if there was any at all, on both sides. It's not about only her trusting him. Is he trusting that he could trust himself to be the person that he's supposed to be in the relationship? Trust is a major factor there, apart from forgiveness.
True that. True. But that's going to be a very long and dark and dusty road, though. Because...
Yeah, and that's why tongue-in-cheek, I said, is he willing to fall in his word multiple times? Because that's all part of the process. That whole forgiveness, can she forgive him? And forgiveness for her would be daily. It's not going to be a one-and-done thing. Very few people I know to do forgiveness one-and-done.
Yeah.
And so that work that you're talking about can break any and the best of relationships. Even if you thought you had it great before, it could wear you down. It could wear you down.
So if the tables turn, right, and if there's a woman in scenario, from a man's point of view, would it be the same? Would you? If, as Paul as I mean, it would be if that is your deal breaker, then cool. But if it was flipped and it was you catch your wife thieving from you, would the forgiveness and the conversation be the same? Asking a question to the men, boy.
In reality, it should be the same. And also in reality, we men hold a grudge a very long time. Women are one of the most forgiving people on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is true, tongue in cheek. But because we've grown up with these gender roles, I think it for a man and your woman steal, it might be a case of we might try to dust it under the rug because it's a woman stealing from you, as opposed to when a man steals from a woman because of how we believe gender roles are. It's like, wow, boy, you're nothing, but you really thieving from your wife. You know that kind of way.
It's not even that too, Jaiga. The peer pressure. You see, peer pressure is another thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I just call Jaig boy. Jaig boy, and only call Tifa 500 from me. Use that by that small money, by
That's the next thing. I go and say, Kevin, really? You going to get on for 3,500, really?
Yeah, like, 3,500, you go and get on for like that. Why? Small thing, by what you talking about?
Small thing. We're going to walk away from your whole family.
3,500, yeah. Facts.
As a man,
your whole family for 3,500, right?
Okay, and what's the difference in the conversation? Like, this girl takes $35,000 from me, right?
Yeah, well, she had to go. Yeah, she had to go.
Yeah, you see?
It has to go.
Your point, Kevin, is the friends are wrong, right? Because the friends are wrong might be injecting stuff right now too in the situation, right?
I'm telling you, right now in that scenario, all she friends and them give their input. They're watching east, west, north, and south. They know all the movements. They know where just go, how we coming, which way he hanging out, how we buying, how we thinking, and they're coming back and tell she, he just be out there. He's spending, he buying wrong to the boys. He just start. Yeah, look, man, he tell me he was like,
I know he has a song, right? The thing about him is a old dog.
Wow, bro. Calm down.
But
I really think, when Kevin bring up that scenario, I thought my first thought was, I wonder what she do with the money. My first thought is she must have had to keep that money for some sort of altruistic purpose. And so that's why I'm interested in to understand what not that the means justifies the end justifies the means,
right?
But it might set you all on the path of forgiveness. So if it is, I take the money because I wanted to send my child to a school and whatever, and you was tightwad with the money, so I had to seek it so I could give my child the best opportunity. Or you will fight me down for that. To me, that's justifiable thieving from me.
Wow.
Right?
There's justifiable thieving now. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
But because the business didn't fail, right, Paula? The business still working, right? In your situation, the business still running. We're still making it. We're still living. I agree with you.
Well, and maybe because COVID and things were so tight and she fired people and all of that guilt, it makes this situation loom larger for her. Had she found it earlier, she might have been able to forgive me had she found it earlier.
Exactly.
And that sort of thing. So there are always like circumstances that could bring you to that point of forgiveness.
Yeah, she has good, reliable Rhea. Rhea opening, Rhea closing, Rhea in a time with you, Rhea making sure everything count, money point back, this, that, and that. Money missing, of course, she watch Rhea funny. She and Rhea, maybe, now you can come on me, people think, Rhea start to beat she chest, she fire Rhea. He sit down there still talking about take singing, take bamboo. You understand? And then he going multi business. Now she started to look deeper because Rhea gone. So you can't blame Rhea again.
Correct.
But money still missing.
Correct.
Investigation launch. They find out if he gave the money. My thing is, I find she should go back and look for Rhea, apologize to Rhea, and if so, give back Rhea she job.
Well, that I don't know. I don't know if that's the road she's gonna go down, but right now that would take a little while because you're still now dealing with Kevin, the realness, the rawness of the situation, the fact that it is him, that is her husband. They have children. They live in it's an uncomfortable situation they're being in. Now, the Rhea thing, maybe who knows? Maybe she might go back and reach out to Rhea because Rhea is good for the business. But what is good for her and her family? That is what she had to focus on right now. The business is here.
And then
I sure it has somebody choking in chairs right now. Get child support, you're gonna get back 20 times the amount of money.
I didn't realize they was married.
Yeah,
I thought they were just in a relationship with children.
No.
So he that
Full marriage, yes.
You know who married, man. That's how you had to act.
This is a marriage.
This
is a marriage.
But you bring up a good point though, because after she gets to the anger, one of the things I would be intrigued with is what it has happened with you that this act happened and we come to this. I need to understand that so I could see if I could even forgive.
Yeah,
what is your psychology with money?
I get that too, Paula. But you're sending me on a job day that is not really my job. That is my.
But watch it from this. Watch it from this angle.
I hear that. Mm-hmm.
Let me watch it from this angle here now. She according to Ro'dey make a good point just now. She sit down with she pen and she paper. She lists the good. She lists the bad. The bad so happen. Maybe about 5 things where the good run down the whole page. Right. All right. She say, you know what? I'm gonna try to make this work. She go down separate everything. This is good for the family, but this category right here, money, is a bad thing. You know, it can't even have $1 missing in that house.
Mm-hmm.
Not even. If one of these children take $1 from the counter, run out the ice cream man pass and they just buy an ice cream quick, and then they come back and before they can even get a chance to say, "Mommy, I took."
No, you realize.
You
a big thief.
You start back keeping in here again. You're going back keeping in here again.
Or you think your children have adopted some sort of behaviors from their father. And so, so it is all, am I willing to go through all of those permutations in the future? Or just shut it down and buy my belly and go with my children?
Wow.
I think if it was that bad, if his addiction was that bad, a woman would have picked her up even before she walked down the aisle.
That's very true.
Maybe, but situations change,
he was
really.
selling like a lot of money, though. He was selling like 2,700, this and that. It wasn't like no 100, no 300.
It was never no. The 25, the big take was the 3,500. The other ones was some little 800, 600, 500.
Nothing happened big. Doesn't just happen big without 2-3 gun in it, So he start off small.
Yes.
He start off small. He been doing it for years.
Number 2 is stealing. You start off small, and as you get more success, you go bigger, and then you try to bigger at some point in time.
Yeah, he start off small.
We'll say he must realize she ain't balancing nothing now. She don't pull no book and draw no balance sheet and thing, and she just have everything just all over the place.
Watch when he thief in it, when the tally done count, everything done set up, it just rests down in the house to go in the bank next day and deposit. Very few people
Here why
When
here,
you
the
put
justification.
that money in this bag, zip this bag,
Nah,
zip
but-
this bag, they go in and count it again before the price.
Right, but here what
He
the thing is.
don't realize that she don't even count change when they buying thing. Yeah? He don't mark all of that.
Here what the thing gets sticky.
She collecting back change, she didn't count. And
Yeah,
she
when
just shook.
Yeah, when the thing gets sticky,
Just
Kevin,
come
because
back.
of the habits, her habits. Remember, money came to meet money. So when she explained the story, here what just happened. If you put on 11,800, Kevin, right?
Yeah.
And you know that seal off and you put that in the bag. Then 3 days come, you come at the next 8,800. Then the 3rd day you come at 7,400. And on the 4th day when you're coming out to meet that money to match, you come back and your balance of it the next 12,800. He touching from the 11,800.
Yeah.
You dig? So you remember when you have a sequence, so she going back now, so she starting to doubt herself. That's how she doubt, well, we calling the girl Rhea now. That's how she doubt Rhea. It's like, but I thought you tell me the first bag was so and so. She said, but yeah, me so and so. I tell you the first bag was this. And she said, but when I went in the bank, when I looking to tally up the money to go in the bank now, I get shorts in the first bag. You dig? So that is how the thing was happening. It was strategic, you know. It's not just that he just going and just take Vike. So a day you go take from the first bag, then a day you might take from the second to last bag, you know, that kind of way. So it was always in a case
Jaiga,
where,
what that woman do to him that he willing to thief from her?
boss,
And
lady, I do not know.
what did he
I, as a
do?
woman, I asking what she do to him that he turn on her like that.
I don't know.
And she coming home in the night and telling me, you know, this money gone. I had this deposit here. It's supposed to be 11,800. And you are watching me fixing my face and telling me she put 11,800 in that bag and it didn't. Rodney, it didn't. Ro'dey, it didn't. 11,800 in that bag and here, Ro'dey, no. What? Yeah.
Kevin, I want to feel that she doing something. I cannot believe somebody will lie down next to me like that and just lie and nah.
You got to buy camera, so that's
Paula.
All she do for her
I
is take her down the fuck egg.
Was that tongue in cheek? Tongue in cheek, was that?
it's that's part of his character. So lying down next to the person, I don't see that as the mean much, because if crimes is always about opportunity, and you have to either have integrity or not. And as the saying goes about integrity, is what you would do when nobody else is watching. So if it is in you to lack integrity, you can lie down with her and tell her, baby, I love you so much, whatever. As long as it's in him, he is going to do it because the opportunity presents itself. That's what crime is. It's always about opportunity.
And you see why women go mad, because the thing is, I lay with you and I don't know this about you. How I could trust myself with anybody else going forward, that I could judge your character. The closest person to me, I didn't even know he or she was like that. And this is part of the cognitive dissonance that results from something like that. That's why I have to believe it's me. It's not you. It's me, darling. It's me. Well, what I do, what I tell you, how I match it up.
Nice, you.
Ready when you go stop by when he say nah, yes.
Don't do yourself that. Look, you just open the window for Ro'dey to come in and boy,
Nobody go and lie down there, yeah, give you your camera, so that's so I will go and buy it in the morning.
Oh wow! And watch me. And the thing about it, he must be going and bite and using her cream, and looking like, you know, well, he doing it out of the goodness of his heart, and the girl will handle that thing for you, and it's the same money if you going and bite it.
Them cameras on sale in price quarter, but you need 1,500. It's 500 for the camera.
Watch me. I telling you what.
And you went and set up all the camera, make sure you know save your money.
Yeah, but why?
Set up the camera, everything.
I don't like. Watch me. I sorry, yeah, boy. But why we? Oh God, boy.
He
it
won,
break my heart.
He won.
Why we so, boy?
He had a security when the camera set up too.
Wow.
He set up everything.
Wow,
He
boy.
set it up. But Paula, you cannot blame yourself in that situation because
This is what we will go through.
No. Kevin, watch my Kevin Paula is very right. That happens a lot of the times, and women battle with that every day. She know going and sit down and be like, this has to be me, boy.
And women and men need to understand two simple things. You cannot read minds and you cannot see heart. What somebody decides to do is not on you. is Nikki have a thing she used to say back in the days. You going to horn me, right? You had you have multiple opportunities before you put your body inside somebody else's body or somebody put his body on you had every opportunity.
Not really. Nah, sometimes you forget fed up telling us that you ever drive on Trinidad Road, you driving on that nice side, you know, you get on your rim breaking with that pothole. You never can tell whether it happens at any moment. It happens at any moment, guy. Any moment it happens. You cannot say that I had ample time. It had no speed bump. It didn't have no gravel before. I was driving smooth road and it's bradang, rim brake. Rim brake. You cannot see Kevin.
Nobody never tell you what your phone is. See that split second there, watch your phone? That is how your rim brake. If you watch
I honestly believe the times that we live in, you know, if your spouse is like a cheating outside of, you know, probably this was in a relationship, they might call police for it too.
Yeah. I call police.
I call police for it. Yeah, but if that business was open in COVID, all through the COVID, you have to be a different kind of demon to be done knocking yourself. So
now the business isn't closed. The business isn't closed. It's slowed down. It's just that it's slowed down. But I remember again, as I tell earlier, home girl business is big pumping. He working constant, bro. He have a good job.
He slowed down from touching money.
Remember, he didn't have access to it as much because it wasn't flowing as heavy. In the COVID, the paper wasn't flowing. You see them figures I was calling for there, she wasn't doing no 18,000, no 35,000 deposits and thing them time. Thing had dwindled down. Right? But now the place catch back a little length, money start to come back in. You understand? He's starting to see deposits, looking at the deposit sheet started to look a little proper again. You understand? So he have, as tongue-in-cheek said, now he has access. And not only access, he has opportunity. The opportunity didn't present itself in the COVID because the money wasn't as heavy. It was smaller. It went from 35 and 80 and 64,000. It dropped down to 18,000 and them kind of little things. So you can't really touch from that because remember, out of that, she have bills. She don't own the building. She had to pay lease of the building. And watch me again. That's your husband, so they're talking everything. And what he will have done and what he was constantly doing is what we now make. It's a good thing Ro'dey bring it up because that is the kind of thing he used to do. She will need something, and he is the first man out the doorway need. Don't worry now, I'll go and get that for the shop. I'll go and get that. I'll doctor that. When they had to bring in capital.
And all you was advising women to, if man not willing to mix motor and build this and build that and be there to be there. So how am I going to tell when you being upstanding versus when you trying to do a 6 grand 9 to me? How am I going to figure that out?
Well, you had that fate, girl. You had to hold on Rock of Ages. Rock of Ages. Well, you had to sing hymns.
Remember, when you move forward, he can't deal with no money thing again. So all he doing is labor. He not seen a cent coming from you, you know.
No. Paula talking about something totally different. Paula talking about before right at the top of the year, I was encouraging everybody to leave the man and think if the man not showing any interest in one thing. But in this scenario, he was showing all the interest, but still teething. So it's
the interest. Everything a woman wants.
Yeah,
ride or die.
You're correct, but listen, this is the life we living in. It have real unfortunate situations that's be going on out there. I guess you decided at the end of the day, you can't be despondent. You can't let those things keep you or prevent you from trying to find happiness or living in because there was a period in time when they were happy because they have a beautiful family and you don't see it. When you see them, you'll never think for a second that something like that going on. You dig? But it's unfortunate.
But he's a real dog, eh? That's real. I just know Paula, when I go to buy them cameras, you see that little blind spot of the stuff the money in my pocket, the camera and face in there.
Exactly.
Hey, Ro'dey, I find you know too much, right?
That little blind spot in the shop.
And the blind spot is right on the opposite side of the cash register. So you can come from behind the cash register, punch the thing and you pull the money right there.
It's like I only Tiffin when Rhea counted the money because she have it on that day.
Yes.
Wow. Look where your brain gone. Look where your brain gone.
We are not even watching
Because we are going to watch him like the boss woman husband.
The boss.
Oh, yeah, can't watch him.
That's the co-boss to the business. I can't watch it. He to watch me. So me watch
You know the
And that
weird
is
thing about
fantastic.
it is. You know the weird thing about it is. I believe a child would be forgiven if they was caught in a scenario where there's teaching from the parents, with the family business somewhere. They would forgive our child.
Yeah, because it's happened. Most youth men who grow up in the father parlor and take a little touch, little 200-300. Yeah, always.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys.
What time are we talking about here? Now, today or?
Nah, yesterday. No, nowadays try taking out 200. Nowadays try taking full Balenciaga price. Them going by the restaurant taking full 6,000 and 7,000. Them ain't taking out 200. Yeah, man.
You can't just own insurance so easy.
Yeah, you ain't go around the child, so.
Back in the days, your forgiveness coming with a proper beating, eh?
Yeah, that too. And they can't do that now either.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, they?
But not only that, the child's brain is developing. You can still change and morph and mold and do all that sort of stuff.
A big 40-something-year-old man, you can't do that.
But me and find my inner child, yeah.
Ro'dey, have a good night.
I still looking for my.
Ro'dey, have a good night. Have a good night.
Then you need to go back by your mother.
Have a good night.
I want to touch on something tongue and cheek say. I think somewhere along the line where you say now, some thieves does have discipline about themselves and etiquette within this. Like it's a thief in etiquette, which is a story happening in Trinidad where two men come on a maxi back in the days to rob the maxi when it reaches a certain point. But when they come on the maxi, they say good morning. Only one woman answer. But so long next to she daughter, a older woman answer, and they went and they sit down in the maxi. So when they rob the maxi, they tell mommy, you keep your money, man, because you have manners and respect. All right? Nobody has to give up nothing. Everybody else has to give it up.
Wow.
Because they didn't say good morning.
Wow.
But we know even in the mafia, there's codes of quote unquote ethics.
There's honor among thieves, as they say. There's honor among thieves. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, used to be.
Correct. Used to be. Now that's gone. That's gone.
Okay.
But I have one question, Jaiga. What it is that you are telling that if you say you're friendly with the spouse, with the husband, what it is that you are going to tell him?
I not good at him. I am actually a third party because the girl, I know her through somebody else. But for some strange reason, everybody feel like some kind of guru. And they could call Jaiga and hear what he had to say. But I being honest, when they hit me, I say, yeah, well, I'll go touch all your back. But no, I bring it here. It came up here, so I have a better understanding as to how I'm going to approach it. And you're correct too, Paula, in terms of they need to have a discussion moving forward as to we have to find out what it is really happening, and she have to ask herself too. And that's the thing. You saying something that is very, very true. I don't know if she did something to create that scenario. Maybe her lifestyle, he jealous. People live together and jealous of one another, because she lives well. Not saying he doesn't.
But there's no justification for violating her anyway.
No, there's
she can
none.
do whatever she wants.
Exactly.
There's no justification.
Exactly. But they need to find out, they need to get to the point where if it is, and there's no more love in the relationship and they can't find a way forward, well, yes, they have to go the separate ways. But I guess from the outside looking in, I know for a fact that I think my instinct tell me the reason why he taking, this is just tongue-in-cheek, this is just the reason why, no justification, but I think it's a jealous thing. Because he has a decent job, but how his spouse functions, and people know she functioned that way because she's the breadwinner in that particular case. Not that he not working and he'd have his things, but she's live good. So I feel he
forgiveness can come in. Forgiveness can come in.
Because of her achievements and stuff.
Sorry, say that again, sorry?
Pack his bag and walk in the front.
What's that?
I said that's even more dangerous to know that not only are you stealing from me, but you're also jealous of me.
Yeah,
I feel
so. I feel so.
You don't even like me.
I think so.
I want to add to that. Yeah, forgiveness coming. She could chalk it up as whatever it is. If it's 2 million, that was the price to get rid of him. And let him go away and let she forgive herself and keep on making she money. That's it. You gotta go about your business, and it's understood you have to train. It's a ways to deal with it without seeing him.
True.
visitation, go through the legal system
Yeah, they
because
have
you
to
know
do
what
that.
this
They'll
man
have to
know
do
we
that.
are wrong here.
They'll have to do that.
Well,
You don't want to know we are wrong here.
But Kevin, I do believe though that it's, so she had 8 years and change probably with this person if she knew sometime before. And I do believe when you make that commitment, you owe yourself that to fight for it a bit to make sure that if we're ending this, that I have pulled out I have looked at every avenue possible to see if this is salvageable before I decide to take this fork in the road, right? So as much as what he did might be egregious and he violates, there's so many other spouses that violate in different ways and they are forgiven and they are able to raise their family. I do believe that she owes it to herself to make sure that if we are going to break up, let me put in the work for breaking up basically.
Right.
Not just we does it, but is there any way that we could salvage it? Only because they have kids involved. And if she didn't have kids, I'd say, look, you can find somebody else. But only because they have kids involved, I say, and you made that commitment, I say, you give yourself at least that chance to say, I made this investment. Let me see if I can salvage it before I say, look, you're going to dispose of this.
I just don't like the fact that responsibility is falling on her. This is not something that she did. This is not her mistake. All right? She is not the thief in this relationship. So I think she has every right. If she decides, whether she decides to, okay, let me give it another chance, or you know what, that's it. Regardless of which way the pendulum swings with her decision, she has every right. I wouldn't give her wrong whichever way she decides.
Agreed.
Because he is the one that made that decision over and over and over again.
One more.
The family breaks up. That is not on me. That is on you.
Now.
How much you should invest in a relationship, in any ship? How much you think she should pay, or how much more she should pay before she decide, you know what, this is not for me? Because so far she pay a hefty price.
Paula, I'd like to respectfully disagree with you on the part about the kids. I remember a family therapist in Trinidad once said that the relationship is not the kids' relationship. Don't stay in a relationship because of the kids. The relationship is between him and her. If he is a responsible parent, there's absolutely no reason why he would not continue to do parenting, and the opposite is also necessary. If she is a responsible parent, there is no reason why she should deny him access to the kids. So she has to make a decision whether she wants to be with him or not because of the kids. Kids still grow up good in separate homes if both parents do their parenting.
Agreed. Because at the end of the day, when kids grow up, you can hide it from them now. But when they get older, the whispers, people speak, they're going to hear eventually how mommy and daddy...
Your mother leave your father because he's a thief.
Well, he's a potong and he's a thief, all right, good. But if she decided to stay, right, the children, they turn around and they're like, but why did you stay in that, mommy? And
not only that, she running the risk of one of them kids and them catching thieving. That is the next angle too.
Well, all of that you tell me you know that he's been thieving and you stay with him and now he turn around and thief from me?
Yeah, but he's different too.
At the end of the day, the breakup, another breakup. So for those who have, there's always a blowback on the kids. I mean, for better or for worse, there is. And that's why I say, because you have kids, because you have to be willing to deal with whatever that blowback is, whether you stay or go. You cannot just blind yourself to the fact that these kids would not be impacted.
All right, guys.
What can you handle?
Well, I will try and see if we can get, I forget a follow-up on the story, so we'll continue next week. Let me go and I'll mark some more. I'll tiptoe around it properly.
Imagine that,
And
Ro'dey, imagine that this man lie down. This man and this woman real jam and thing up. And when she maybe the jam was so good, she little tired, she fall asleep. He dung and she post, boy. He outside rubbling.
Dung and she
drumming to the bag and
now that she plays nice close up. Aye.
Can we hear from Dr. Amala? What are your thoughts on?
Dr. Amala better don't come in here and try to make light of this thing now.
No. not at all. I think the most important point was the point raised by Tongue-in-Cheek, which was about trust. Because once trust is gone, it doesn't matter how stuff, nobody will forget that this is what was done to them. And if it's a case where, in her case, he is jealous of her, then that's egregious as well. So, I think the biggest issue is trust. And the fact that he has lost his trust, that's the end of the story. That really is the end of the story.
All right, guys. So I'll have a good one. We'll be back next week Wednesday. I'll try and get more information about the little theft. You all have a good one.
Guys.
Have a good night.
What's your podcast?
It's
Molly, Avril, United.
Tongue-in-cheek tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll send it to you. That's message my WhatsApp it. Right?
All right.
Yeah.
Love.
This is the third party. Jaiga, Nikki, Ro'dey.